What is our perceived fears? Why are they there? Creating a space of safety, creating a space of trust, where we can actually unpack some vulnerability and shift through it. You know, because we live in this Europeanized corporate society that doesn't serve us. And we get lost in all the trappings of what we're supposed to do and not supposed to do. And we hold on to these fears and likes and dislikes. When you come on a retreat such as this, you have an opportunity to challenge. Because if something's not serving you, but you're going to still keep doing it, then we have to look at that. How can we shift us through that? Because essentially, we're divine beings.
Greetings, family. My name is Sister Melinda Wadzanai, and I am here today at the beautiful Quadrangle in Kent. We're celebrating, we're actually taking part in the Wi-Fi realignment retreat. That's a major component of the Empowering Families program. This has been sponsored by Young Brent Foundation, the London Mayor's Office, and is powered by Manhood Academy Global. The whole purpose of this Empowering Families program is essentially to strengthen our families so we can create a different culture, create a different way of being, and just build a different narrative. We've had lots of really transparent, deep sharing. We've had tears, mine included, but that's part of the natural process. It's part of the release that you need to, do if you're gonna allow yourself to move on to the next stage on your journey. We're all here to heal. I know lots of healing has taken place today and for many days to come as a result of this realignment retreat.
The biggest challenge has been perceived fears and also vulnerability. We do not allow ourselves to feel vulnerable because we feel that's a weakness. So creating a safe space where we can unpack in a safe environment. So I think safety, being able to forgive, facing fears, and moving through our challenges, and actually facing up to the fact that we're a lot stronger than we feel.
There isn't any room here to hide. You have to be your true self. And even though you might sit there and think, don't ask me a question, don't ask me a question, they will get round to you. So coming here has opened a new way for me to kind of see myself. And I never thought that I would ever share myself. And that's one of the things. I like the fact that they also created a space where I felt safe to share myself.
The Wi-Fi is about reconnection. I say Wi-Fi, and I say Wi-Fi because really, when do we get an opportunity to actually check in?
I've been on this course since January, February when it first started, and immediately we had life work to do in terms of a vibration audit, what's in alignment with our core values and what isn't, and to reduce certain energies that affect us and from our homes. And immediately that's already had an impact on me. So I've immediately reflected on what it is that I needed to change, and I've managed to incorporate that in my home. And I've seen such a positive change with my relationship with my husband and my children, mostly my children. There's so much in terms of communication. There's more positivity. I am more aware of how I speak to my children, or and to keep certain energies and vibrations and tones in a way so that it benefits all of us.
In this world, it's difficult to be vulnerable and open and honest about your feelings, and to be able to communicate it in a way that you're not being judged by it, and you can just be your authentic and true self in a space that everybody else is being the same and accepting of who you are. And genuinely, you can feel the love. Love is a vibration and an energy, and you know it's not fake, it is real. So that's for me, and it's not been easy to develop relationships because trust is a major thing. But I've found that in this group of people.
One of the greatest things that I've seen during this retreat is seeing the parents that we're working with realize their own power and realize their own potential in this whole process. Manhood Academy Global can only do so much. We need the support of the parents, and the parents need our support. So over the last day and a half, it's just been beautiful seeing that transformation in the parents and them stepping into their power.
In terms of the legacy, creating a podcast, because not everyone can join online on Zoom each week, but they would also want to know, what's the feedback? What did we talk about? So we want to do that so we can help other families as well in a non-judgmental space, a safe space, so we can all be the village and be the change that we want to be.
What this retreat has given us is the tools to empower us to go away from here and lead change and be part of change and not just continue the same narrative as before, understanding the problems, having an idea of what the solutions are, but not carrying them forward.
So what's been so fantastic is coming here and really getting to experience all these different levels of communication. Communication from you to you, you know, that inner chatter, sometimes people refer to it as intrusive thoughts, being aware of that, but then your communication actually through your body language as well, and then your communication through your emotional body too, and it's been very emotional.
You know, when you cry a lot, it's heavy on the mind, on the brain, on the heavens. So we had to get a lot of that fresh oxygenated blood flushing through all around. And yeah, it's also very cold in the barn. So as you know, stiffness, coldness creates extra stiffness. And they say death starts in the feet and the hands. When you're like this, and you know, you've seen it all with our elders, and not just elders anymore, even that middle-aged crew, that arthritis sets in. It's like a slow frost storm. So we made sure that we added that tropical heat, that motherland heat, that diasporan heat, and we used our breath to ignite the second chi, the prana, whatever you want to call it, the life force energy, to nurture and heal the body. My favorite saying is motion is lotion for the body.
During this process, what I've had to let go of is a lot of self-limiting beliefs. I think a lot of the time people don't actually realise that we are our hardest critic, and that can actually stop us from applying from greatness, whether it's whatever it is. So for me, I've had to let go of a lot of self-limiting beliefs. I've had to change my concept on the word discipline. So I thought discipline was a dirty word, like it meant you had to change and you had to do things you weren't comfortable with to get an outcome. But now I'm learning that the word discipline in itself is a beautiful word because it gives you structure and it gives you something to work towards. It gives you kind of freedom in a way, because you know if you stick to little small changes over a period of time, which is what discipline is, you can actually create and build the lifestyle you want.
These parents are going to be the catalyst for a new way of thinking, a new way of relating to the young boys. You know, listening back to the podcast as well, you know, we heard the parents just talk about not only some of their challenges and what they find in what's struggling with the young boys, but also their own personal struggles and, you know, them breaking generational curses. Not only that, but you heard some of their successes, some of the tools and the skills that we've given them, and they implemented it in their household, and how things are transformed.
The progress is amazing. We're all going through so many changes, reflecting on so many things, so much promise and hope for the future. And when you listen back to our podcast, you'll be able to see where our minds are at and what we've been able to achieve on this retreat. A stillness in ourselves and a stronger resolve for what we're doing going forward. It's really been a blessed time. A good thanks for being here.